Check, check, Freedom. Okay, hello. Welcome to the last webinar of our series. This is going to be fun. We're just going to look at some new games and play them. Oh, I need a die. Alchka, can you get me a Kubik dice? It doesn't matter. She's going to get me a die.
The biggest I could find.
Okay, this one doesn't make a good noise, but it's... So we have some new games for Africa. If you are probably familiar with Activate Games for learning American English. Now we have Activate Games for learning African English. Because International Games Week at libraries is October 29th to November 4th. And so we're running a campaign, and you can find all the details on the Relo Facebook website. Basically, we're asking people to play the games during this week and send us pictures and tell us how many people played. I'm hoping to get about 5,000. The very basic, there's a graphic. This is the most basic condensed graphic I could make for how to play these board games. The quality is not good, but it's online at our Facebook site. Shows you how to do it in the class or at home. So if you want to speak today, you can raise your hand. Do you know how to raise your hand? If you slide your cursor to the bottom of the screen, you'll see a chat option. Do you see chat? It could be at the top of your screen too. Under more, perhaps, but so I can chat to you, and you see my words, right? Okay. So anytime you want to speak, you can tell me by chatting, writing in the chat box, or even by raising your hand. I'm not sure where the raise hand. Yeah, that works too. Thanks, Susan. Okay, and as we play the games, we might use the microphone and we might use the chat box. I just hope to get your reactions. Do you like them or not, these games? Here's how it'll work. I'll show you the new game. I'll roll a die and ask for volunteers to use the mic. But you can also type in the chat box your answer. Naturally, we would use groups if we were in a class. It's easy to do these games with 100 students. I'm not kidding. 5 or 10 to a group. So here's a brand new one. It's our most challenging one. It's called Make Your Own Proverb. I'll do a sample version, okay? And then I'll ask you too. I'm going to roll the die. I got a 1. So I'm going to move from start to 1, and I see rain does not. So my task is to finish the proverb. You can finish it in the chat box if you like. How am I going to finish it? I will say, rain does not carry its own umbrella. I don't know what that means, but it's a proverb. Does anyone else have a possible proverb? You can raise your hand or type in the chat box. Allah's typing, I can see. I'm cleaning my camera. I don't see anything. Did you type in Allah? To everyone? Oh, 5 new messages. I see. Okay, I got it. Rain does not make a fish wet. That is so cool. I could make a song out of that. Rain does not come without the sun. Very nice. Rain does not ask your permission to start. Wow. Be wise, be witty. You guys are amazing. Those are great. I'm going to roll again. And who would like to go next? I'll turn on their mic. Or you can chat. All right, well, I got a 2. So if we count from, we're going to start on rain and go 1, 2. Do not follow a person who, we can use the chat box, is lost. That's great. Trips and stumbles, good. All right, cool. A person who does not follow himself. That's really nice. I have no idea what these mean. That's kind of cool, actually, Debs, because in a way, you know, folk wisdom is sort of like that, open for interpretation. So I think this is one of the higher order thinking skills. Welcome back, Stepping Stones. We're mostly using the chat box. So you can see that there is a place where we branch out. Let me see if I can annotate this. Do you see right here? Can you see when I annotate? Oh, you can't see the top of the game. Interesting. Debs can, huh? So Debs can see it. So what do you think you do at this junction area? Is it clear? Okay, thanks, Debs. And there's another junction area here where I'm making a red circle. Yes, thanks, Susan. You can go either way. So that means you can choose which proverb you want to finish. I'm asking this question because I played these games this weekend and some people didn't understand that they had a choice. So I hope that that's clear. All right, let's... So now you can see it closer up. Oops. And it appears I have to erase my red marks. Oh, I'll just ignore them for now. Okay, let's look at one of our new game, another new game. Let's go ahead. And this one's called the Compare-Contrast game. Once again, we want an American and African theme in here. Whoops. So, in this game, First time I've ever put directions on a game. I don't know why, just an experiment. Make a statement comparing or contrasting the thing in your country and the US. So for Debs, you could make your country Malawi, Alchka, Belarus. I could do South Africa. Susan lost her lights. So for example, here I roll a 4, and we start from start 1, 2, 3, 4. We get on buildings, and I could say buildings in South Africa are probably not as tall, and they don't use insulation here, so they don't keep any heat in the winter. Anyone else? I'm looking at the chat box. Ah, Trezor. Welcome, Trezor. Are you with Kali at DRC? Ah, and Joy is here too. Joy Komala. Welcome, Joy. We are learning to play these board games, and I'm asking people to type the answers in the chat box. You can hear me type. Oh, I see Susan's got a big storm. Okay. Ooh, okay, excellent. Welcome, Trezor and Kaki Gilbert. Gilbert from the DRC. Trezor. Okay, Olive says buildings in the center of Minsk are more modern than in the center of many Americans. What? Okay. Yeah, sure, you can say whatever you like. All right, so we can compare or contrast. Let's try another roll of the die. So I got a 3, and we're starting at buildings. We go to fun, 1, films, 2, 3. Fashion in your country. How is it similar or different to the USA? So we've also got the DRC and Joy representing South Africa here. Feel free to type in the chat box. Anybody should feel. Good question. How will students know what America is like? Sometimes they don't. But most of them have heard something. Sometimes they won't. I mean, they'll probably compare to what they know from television. Okay. Yeah, you could prep them if you like. But I'm sure that they have opinions about America anyway. It's a good idea to prep them and say, you know, this is just what you think. It doesn't have to be absolutely true. And all answers are correct. Yep, Belarusians and Russians. It's more expensive in Russia. Yeah. I'd say in South Africa, there are more African fashions. It's pretty simple, but, you know, women wearing things on their head. Let's try one more. I got a 6. So we're moving from fashion to parks, 1, fish, 2. I don't know why I put fish there. Love, 3, cars, 4, people, 5, wildlife, 6. How compare or contrast wildlife in your country and the USA? Wow, great. Thank you, Stepping Stone. You have the big five roaming in your villages. I want to go to your villages. The USA has 0 of the big five. Great answer. Thank you, Stepping Stone. Okay, thanks, Susan. Lots of different animals. Uh-huh. Colorful birds. See, these are all great answers. You cannot run out of answers, I think. I'm looking for DRC. Let's see if I... Hey, Trezor, are you there? I unmuted your microphone. Can you tell us how wildlife is different in DRC and America? Ah, okay. They're probably looking for the chat box, huh? Okay, back onto mute. Wow, Joy, we have lions escaping from the national park in South Africa. Well, we only have them escaping from zoos in California. Okay, great answer. So that's the compare-contrast game. If you would like, you could suggest any different topics that we could use to replace these. What else would be a good compare-contrast? Pizza, how is pizza different? Too specific. How about art? Weather, that's a great one, Deb, thanks. Kitchens, that's a great one. I'm sure they've seen kitchens on TV. No, bathrooms, oh. Sorry, I am writing privately now. I gotta put that. Okay, thanks, Trezor and Kaki for DRC. Wildlife is richer than in other countries. Good. What we have in a fridge. Okay, that's good. Jobs, maybe? All right, thank you. Let's move on to a brand new game. Another brand new game. It's not as new as Compare Contrast, which was developed sometime around 10 a.m. this morning. This one is, what do you know about Africa? So let's try. I'm going to take the die. I've got a 4. So you'll see the instruction. It says, tell something about. Tell something about. So all we have to do is tell something about this very basic topic. I rolled a 4, so I go from start to 1, 2, 3, 4. Natural resources. So I can say, I know that Africa has a lot of diamonds. I'm done. Who else wants to try? Okay, Joy says gold. Thank you, Joy. You can type in the chat box. The DRC is resource rich. That's true. Rwanda doesn't have much. Rwanda has gorillas that they protect. That's a good resource. Coal. Okay, these are all good answers. Let's try one more. Yeah. Malawi is losing many of the natural resources. Okay, what I like about this game is it's called Tell Us Something About, so you can virtually say anything. It's very encouraging to students. Wow. Sunshine. Oh, Annie, welcome, Annie. Okay, so Africa has the natural resource of sunshine. I like that. So we've got 9 participants right now. That is really cool. Let's try one more. So we're on the space natural resources. I'm going to roll the die, and I get a 5. So now we can choose between 2. We can go to gorillas, or we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to sports. So naturally, students would have to choose a track. But I'll let you answer for both. Tell me something about sports in Africa or about gorillas. Can you move the board to the left a little? My board is right in the center of my screen. So I think that's something you control. Oh, okay, great. Netball is popular. Thank you, Suzanne. Soccer is popular in Africa. Great. Gorillas are located in DRC. Yeah, Tresor, you are chatting privately, so switch that to everyone if you can. Rugby in South Africa. Oh, if I move the mouse to the board, it will. Oh. You mean if you move your mouse all up, or if I do? Many South Africans can't swim. That's true. The participant. I see. All right. Thank you. Okay, let's try one more on this game. I'm going to roll the dice again. The die. We're on gorillas, let's say. Oh. So you can see a little better. We're on gorillas. I rolled a 5, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're on Nelson Mandela. What do you know? Tell us something about Nelson Mandela. If you look at your chat box, it will also say to, and you want to make sure that's to everyone, or else only one other person can see. Thank you, Stepping Stones. He was a peacemaker. Anne-Marie says his former home was in Vilakazi Street, Soweto. And I know Anne-Marie has been there. Wow, we got so many great answers. Tresor, you are still chatting privately, so if you can change that to everyone. Look at your chat box, it will say to. He spent some time in jail. Yeah, Susan, that's true. 26 years, was it? Joy, Annie, did he spend 26 years in jail? 27. Thanks, Joy. Okay, what's a year between friends? Yeah, Annie asks if who knows the name of his famous book. First word is long. Yeah, thank you, Stepping Stones. Okay, so again, a very open-ended game. Students can't be wrong. Let's go to our last game now. All of these are going to come out on the Relo Facebook page during October as we work towards Activate Games Week. Oh, there. So let's do the USA game. And let me know if you think your students or learners would have trouble with this game. So I've got my arrow out, and I'm going to roll the die, and I get a 6. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Civil rights in America. Go ahead and use the tap box. And let us know oh, there's everybody else. I see you now. Okay. All right. I'm not getting anything in the chat box. Are people chatting? Martin Luther King, yeah. Civil rights in the U.S. is part of recent America. Okay, good. Okay. Excellent. Let's move ahead. I'll roll again. And I get a 3. So we are on civil rights. Now we can choose. I'm going to ask you, are or not different from human rights? That's a great question. In this game, you can ask a question, as Suzanne did. Thank you, Trezor. Rosa Parks is a model of resistance. Great, Rosa Parks. Great answers. So where are we? We're at civil rights, and I rolled a 3. So we can go 1, 2, 3, Congress, or 1, 2, 3, slavery. So if you're a learner and you don't know anything about the U.S. Congress, you can choose slavery. Which one are we going to choose? Slavery. Okay, Joy was the quickest. Yeah, it's something that we can't hide in the United States. And nor should we try. It still exists. Yeah, that's true, Susan. In America, or I guess in all countries to an extent, some people are not free. Ooh, slavery didn't start or didn't finish in the USA. That's a good sentence. Harriet Tubman is an icon. Great Trezor and Kaki in DRC. Even in South Africa. Slavery extends beyond race. Okay, good. Yeah, women are sometimes enslaved by men, even today. All right. Good work, everyone. Since this is our last game, I'm going to go through another roll. I got a 2 here. So I'm going to go 1. Oops. Okay. Sorry, I lost my share. So where were we? Slavery. And I rolled a 2, so we go to a famous singer or group. I'm looking at the chat box now. A famous singer or group. Beyonce. Elvis Presley. Okay. Whitney Houston. Now, if Justin Bieber, of course. The Beatles. Thank you, Trezor, for mentioning my guys. Michael Jackson. So low-level students can just say one word, right? But teenagers might want to talk more about these, and that's fine too. Well, there you have it. 35 minutes. You have looked at, I'm going to stop my share here. You have seen 4 new games that are going to be coming out for October and for the Activate month. Your comments. Which ones will work? Which did you like best? Let's start with that question. Which did you like best? And if you want to talk, I'll happily unmute your microphone. Just write to me, I want to talk. Or raise your hand. What do you know about Africa? Okay. Oh, Suzanne too. Susan Spano also. Yeah, thanks, Anne-Marie. Some gray areas there. Can I ask you to elaborate on that? I'm going to unmute your microphone. Because even at the Rasa conference this week, adults thought, well, we don't know what to say. It doesn't really matter. You can tell anything, even I don't know. But how does the game make you feel? Anne-Marie, is your mic working?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, great.
Hi, hello everybody. Hello from Johannesburg. What I was thinking when I looked at, I came late, so I missed the first 2 games. However, the US game, the gray areas, the kids, they know about the civil rights movement. They even know about slavery because that's the stuff that's covered by the curriculum here. But they don't know the first thing about Congress. They wouldn't know where to begin with that. So that's one of and there was a few sort of areas on that board where I thought, they don't know a whole lot about that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I find it interesting.
Yeah, thank you. That's important for me to know. I would like to make the game only about fun stuff, but there has to be a kind of American element in it. But that's really important for me to know which spaces do not work
No,
at
but
all.
it can still be fun. You know, you can learn about Congress and then you can do some sort of like simulated game where you set up your own version of Congress in the classroom to discuss an issue. They role play it. It can still be fun, you know, as an extension from the game, you know.
Yeah. So you don't think it's a problem? Because I'm
No.
happy. These are pilots, so I'm happy to change the content on the boards right now.
No, I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying it's an opportunity is what I'm trying to say. It's an
Okay.
opportunity.
Well, you're very positive, Annie. Anyone else like to talk and make some comments on any of the board games?
I just want to say that I think they're pretty brilliant. It's nice to see the games that relate to an Africa-specific context, and again, being able to compare what the learners are very familiar with to the element of US culture that they are supposed to be exposed to through the Access program. So it's a pretty cool way to have a game that's really specialized to this region and encompasses the goals of Access as well.
Okay. Thanks, Debs. Okay, thanks, Alla. Yeah, because if they don't know something about one of the topics, maybe that will inspire them to learn afterwards. But I don't want the game to be a flop. I want them to be able to say something. Well, I want to thank you all for coming today to the webinar, and you gave me a chance to play these brand new games for some of them for the first time. And I hope that you will use them in your classroom. And I'm willing to change the content. If you have a great suggestion, we'll change it. Remember, we have our big Activate campaign, October 29th to November 4th. Plenty of material on the Relo Facebook page. And you will see these games appearing there, and you can download them and easily print them to use. Deb, do you want to, this is your course really, do you want to say some final words? And I know you would like everyone to sign in their participation in the chat box.
Thank you all so much for your consistent participation. There's so many of you all that have regularly visited these webinars, and I think it's been a great opportunity for us to develop a community. For me personally, it's been wonderful to get in touch with Access again, because as you know, we don't have Access in Malawi, and just because of that, having this webinar has not hindered me from being able to reach out to a program that I feel so passionate about. But of course, it takes your participation, your dedication, and your time. And so I really appreciate that. I hope that you all, now that you have each other's contact information, will be able to reach out to one another and continue sharing ideas. I saw that there's the start of a Pen Pal program that's going to be held all across the southern region, which is phenomenal, and I hope to continue seeing those type of things throughout the rest of your program. So feel free to continue contacting me if there's any information or resources that I can help you all with. I'd love to be there. So thank you guys so much.
Thanks a lot, Debs, for running this for the first 3 times. I think it's really fun. I think it's super cool that Tresor and Kaki from DRC have been here like every time, right? Have those guys? Yeah. So all 4 webinars. I think you win the prize there. Joy, you look really comfortable lying on your bed there. So Annie, it was great for you to join us today. Alla, my wife, nice of you to make it. I'll see you in a minute, honey. She's in the next room. Stepping Stones from Botswana is always trying to join us, which is great. And so, Deb, thank you so much. Applause to you. And I want to keep these fairly short so that people look forward to coming to them and participating. So that's it, everybody. If you want, I'm going to open up all the microphones now. If anyone wants to talk to anybody, you're all unmuted. So you're welcome to say anything. I'm just going to finish off and say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Kevin.
Bye.
So much.
Bye. Thank you for the game.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Kevin.
Nice
Sure.
meeting you all, guys. Bye-bye.
You look
Bye-bye,
so
Kat.
comfortable.
I know.
Bye, Marie.
No, it was great. Thanks.
Okay. See you. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.